Hello students. Today we discuss a new article and name of this article is bits. Right? Now bits are some phenomenon and this phenomenon bits can be based on the principle of superposition of wave. Right? Now we know that two waves when traveling through the same medium and arrive at the same point at that time it produces stationary waves or it superimpose with each other. At that time bits are some phenomenon which is based on the principle of superposition of waves, right? Now to study these bits, first we have to consider two sound waves. And these two sound waves are traveling through the same medium having same amplitude. Having same amplitude but slightly different frequencies. But having slightly different frequencies. Having different frequencies means we have to consider two sound waves having the same amplitude but slightly different frequencies. And when these two waves traveling through the medium in the same direction and arrive at the same point at that time it superimpose with each other and these two waves produces bits. But for the production of these bits there is one condition. What is this condition? Now if this difference between the frequencies is less than 10, it is less than 10 hertz, means suppose we consider n1 is the frequency of first tuning for first sound wave and n2 is the frequency of second sound wave. Now difference between these two frequencies means n1 minus n2 is less than 10 hertz, means if and only if the difference between the two frequencies of two sound waves is less than 10 hertz. At that time only beats are produced. And if this difference is greater than 10 hertz, if this difference is greater than 10 hertz, beats are not produced. Beats are not produced. Therefore, the condition for the production of beat is the difference between two frequencies is always less than 10 hertz. Now, we will find out here magnitude of this difference. N1 minus N2, magnitude of N1 minus N2 is always less than 10 hertz. And if only when this difference is less than 10 hertz, at that time only bits are produced. Okay. Now to study these bits. Now when we have to study these bits, at that time we have to find out one analytical method to determine the bit frequency. Right? Now we consider here analytical method to determine bit frequency. To determine bit frequency. Now today we discuss by using this analytical method to determine bit frequency, means we have to find out the difference between N1 and N2. Now this difference between N1 and N2 is known as the bit frequency, and to find out this bit frequency one analytical method is used. Now today we will discuss this analytical method. By using this analytical method, we have to find out the bit frequency, expression for bit frequency. Now to study this analytical method, now first we have to consider two sound waves. And these two sound waves having same amplitude. We have to consider two sound waves having same amplitude but slightly different frequencies. Right? Now when these two sound waves having the same amplitude but slightly different frequencies are traveling along the same path in the same direction, at that time these two waves superimpose with each other, and after superimpose of these two waves now bits are formed. Right? Now, when these two waves traveling through the same medium in the same direction, at that time when these two waves superimpose with each other, at suppose it is at a distance x from the origin, right? Therefore, at distance x, these two waves superimpose with each other. Therefore, at distance x, beats are formed, right? Therefore, each and every wave produces its displacement. Therefore, in general, now the general equation of wave is known as, suppose y is equal to a sine in bracket omega t minus kx. Now we know that. The general equation of wave is y is the displacement of that wave is always equal to a sine in bracket omega t minus kx, right? Now in this case we consider two sound waves having different frequencies but having same amplitude. In this case a is the amplitude, omega is the frequency and x is the distance. Now at that time k is a wave number, right? Therefore y equal to a sine in bracket omega t minus kx is the general form, right? Now when we are to consider first sound wave, now displacement of this first sound wave is denoted by y1, and y1 is equal to a sine omega 1t minus k1x. Now this is the first displacement of first wave. 9 at the same time y2 is equal to a sine omega 2t minus k2x. Now this is the displacement of second wave, right? Now at this point, when due to displacement of first wave, the displacement of first wave is y1, which is equal to a sine in bracket omega 1t minus k1x, and the displacement of second wave is y2 equal to a sine in bracket omega 2t minus k2x. But when it is at a distance x equal to 0, when it is at distance x equal to 0 means when the observer is at x equal to 0, at a distance x equal to 0, at that time this total factor becomes 0, right? Means this factor kx is equal to 0. Therefore this factor is 0, this factor is 0. Therefore finally we find out y1 is equal to a sine omega 1t, equation 1. And at the same time the displacement for the second wave y2 is equal to a sine omega 2t, equation 2, right? In this way, from these two sound waves, now we consider here two equations. What is the first equation? Y1 is the displacement of first sound wave, which is equal to a sine omega 1t. Means a is same for both the wave, means the amplitude is same. Now omega 1t, omega 2t, these are the different frequencies, right? Therefore, second wave is displacement is y2 equal to a sine omega 2t, right? Now at that time, these two waves superimpose with each other. At that time, the resultant displacement of these two waves is denoted by y, and y is equal to y1 plus y2. Y is the resultant displacement. It is always equal to y1 plus y2. Therefore, we find out y is equal to y1 plus y2. y1 plus y2. Right? Therefore, substitute value of y1, y is equal to a sine omega 1t plus a sine omega 2t. Now we substitute value of y1 as well as value of y2. In these two terms, a means the amplitude of wave are same. Now take it outside. Now a is common. Now remaining sine omega t, omega 1t and sine omega 2t. Therefore, a sine omega 1t plus sine omega 2t, and left hand side is y, right? Therefore, the resultant displacement of two sound waves y is equal to a in bracket sine omega 1t plus sine omega 2t, right? In this case, sine of omega 1t is suppose it is taken as c, and sine omega tt, now this omega 2t is taken as d, right? Now this factor becomes sine C and this factor becomes sine D. Now there is one formula, there is one identity for sine C plus sine D. What is this identity? Sine C plus sine D is equal to 2 sine C plus D by 2 into cos of C minus D by 2. What is this identity? Sin C plus sin D is always equal to 2 times of sin C plus D by 2 into cos of C minus D by 2. Now substitute value of C and D. C is omega 1t and D is omega t. Therefore, finally we find out y is equal to, now this 2 into a, it becomes twice a sine of C plus D. C plus D means omega 1t, omega 1 plus omega 2 divided by 2 into t into cos of omega 1 minus omega 2 by 2 into t. Right? Therefore, we find out y is equal to 2a sine of omega 1 plus omega 2 by 2 into t into cos of omega 1 minus omega 2 by 2 into t. Right? Now, in this way, this is the general equation for y. Y means the resultant displacement. Right? Now, rearranging these terms, now finally we find out y is equal to 2a as it is. Now this term is taken here and it is taken here, replacing this. It is 2a cos of omega 1 minus omega 2 by 2 into t into sine of omega 1 plus omega 2 by 2 into t. Right? Now in this case, this 2a cos this factor, it gives us the amplitude. It gives us the amplitude of wave. And this factor, it gives us the frequency of wave. It gives us the frequency of wave, amplitude of wave. This factor, it gives us the amplitude of a wave, and this factor, it gives us the frequency of wave. Right? Therefore, this factor 2a cos of omega 1 minus omega 2 by 2 into t. This complete factor, it represents us the amplitude of a wave, and resultant amplitude of wave is denoted by symbol a. Therefore, this total factor 2a cos of in bracket omega 1 minus omega 2 by 2 into t is always equal to the resultant amplitude, and it is denoted by a. And this factor, it gives us the frequency of a wave, and at that time omega 1 plus omega 2 by 2 is always equal to omega, right? Therefore, instead of this factor we write here capital A, and instead of this factor we write here omega. At that time, finally we find out y is equal to, this factor is taken as resultant amplitude A, therefore it is capital A. Sine as it is, instead of this factor we find out the frequency omega, t as it is, therefore we find out the resultant displacement of wave y is always equal to capital A sine omega t, where capital A is the resultant amplitude of superposition of wave. Now A, capital A into sine of omega t. Now this is the equation for the resultant displacement. Now when omega is 2 pi n, when this omega is 2 pi n, now it also becomes y equal to a sine 2 pi n t. It is also written as y is equal to a sine 2 pi n t. In this way, we find out the resultant displacement of wave, and resultant displacement of wave is always written as, y equal to a sine omega t, or y is equal to a sine 2 pi n t, a sine 2 pi n t. Okay, but again we know that a is the resultant amplitude. What is capital A? Capital A is the resultant amplitude, right? Now initially we consider two sound waves. Now when these two sound waves traveling through the same medium, having the same amplitude but slightly different frequency, right? Now when these two waves superimpose with each other, at that time beats are formed. And their resultant displacement is always equal to y equal to capital A sine omega t, where capital A is the resultant amplitude of superposition of wave, right? At that time when A is the resultant amplitude, at that time due to this resultant amplitude, now the intensity of sound wave may be increased or may be decreased, right? Now we know that there is relation between I and A, where what is I? I is the intensity of sound. I is intensity of sound. Now intensity of sound always depends on resultant amplitude, right? Now this intensity of sound wave is depend on resultant amplitude A. Therefore there is one relation between I and A. What is there is relation? Now we know that I means intensity of sound is directly proportional to square of amplitude, resultant amplitude. Means we know that I is proportional to A square, means intensity of sound is directly proportional to square of amplitude of wave, means I is proportional to A square, right? Now again remember that. Now when intensity of sound wave is maximum, when I is maximum, when I is maximum, when A is maximum, because I and A are directly proportional to each other. Now when I is maximum, I means intensity of sound wave is maximum, but when amplitude is maximum, intensity is maximum, right? Therefore intensity of sound wave is maximum only when amplitude of wave is maximum, right? And we know that when amplitude of wave is maximum, at that time, now it produces maxima. It produces maxima, or it is also known as waxings are produced. Now at that time maxima or waxings are produced, right? Now if this intensity of sound wave I is minimum, intensity of sound wave I is minimum. When intensity of sound is minimum, when this amplitude is minimum, when A is minimum. Minimum means that is zero. Minimum means that is zero. When the resultant amplitude of wave is zero, at that time the intensity of sound I is minimum. And when this amplitude is zero, now the minima is produced. Minima is produced. Or it is also known as wanings are produced. Also known as wanings are produced. Right? Therefore, when two sound waves traveling through the same medium having the same amplitude but slightly different frequencies, both are traveling in the same direction, at that time according to principle of superposition of wave, two sound waves superimpose with each other, at that time bits are formed, and when bits are formed, at that time the intensity of sound depend upon the amplitude of wave. And we know that now two types of amplitudes are produced, now maximum amplitude and minimum amplitude. Minimum amplitude means there are some points on these bits. Now there are some point where the amplitude is zero, and when the amplitude is zero, at that point now minima or wanings are produced, and when amplitude is maximum, at that point waxing or maxima are produced. Therefore when beats are formed, at that time alternately waxing and waning or maxima and minima are produced. It depends on the value of amplitude. When amplitude is zero, wanings are produced. When amplitude is maximum, waxings are produced. Right? In this way, we have to consider here two types of conditions. Right? When we have to study bits, we have to consider two types of condition. One condition is waxing and other condition is waning. Now we consider one by one. First we consider first condition, waxing. Waxing condition. Now it is also called as maxima. Maxima. Now we know that when waxing or maxima comes when the amplitude of wave is maximum. When the amplitude of wave is maximum means when amplitude is maximum, when amplitude is maximum, waxings form. Waxing form. Right? Therefore, at that time when the resultant amplitude is maximum, at that time waxings are formed. Right? Now during waxing, the resultant amplitude is maximum. Right? Therefore, we know that value of A, capital A, it is the resultant amplitude. Value of capital A is always equal to plus minus 2 times of A. Means when value of amplitude capital A is always equal to plus or minus 2A, at that time waxings are formed. But what is value of A? Now we substitute value of A as 2A cos of omega 1 minus omega 2 by 2 into T equal to A. Now we know that. What is A? A is always equal to 2 times of small a cos of omega 1 minus omega 2 by 2 into T. Right? But this A is replaced by plus or minus twice A. Therefore, it is replaced by plus or minus twice A. Therefore, this twice A gets cancelled. Now, remaining cos of omega 1 minus omega 2 by 2 into T equal to plus or minus 1. Therefore, cos in bracket omega 1 minus omega 2 by 2 into T is equal to plus or minus 1. Right? Now, in this case, now suppose this factor, in this factor, omega 1. What is omega 1? Omega 1 is 2 pi n1. And at the same time, omega 2 is 2 pi n2. Therefore, cos of 2 pi n1 minus 2 pi n2 by 2 into T equal to plus or minus 1. Right? Now 2 pi is a common, take it outside. Cos of 2 pi in bracket n1 minus n2 by 2 into T equal to plus or minus 1. Right? Now at that time this factor is cos of this factor or this angle is always equal to plus or minus 1. It means that now we know that this cos of 2 pi in bracket n1 minus n2 by 2 into T is equal to plus or minus 1. Equal to plus or minus 1. Okay. Now we consider this factor as theta. Therefore it becomes cos of theta is equal to plus or minus 1. But value of theta, now we consider theta is equal to 2 pi in bracket n1 minus n2 by 2 into T. Right? Now this complete factor is taken as theta. Therefore the equation becomes cos of theta equal to plus or minus 1. But which values of angle theta whose cosine value is plus or minus 1, at that time we know that when theta is equal to 0, at that time cos 0 is equal to 1. At the same time, when value of theta is pi, at that time also it becomes plus or minus 1. When its value is 2 pi, when its value is 3 pi, and so on. For these different angles, now cosine value of these angles is always equal to plus or minus 1. Means, therefore, we consider first condition. This 2 pi in bracket n1 minus n2 by 2 into T is equal to first angle is 0. Right? Therefore, this total factor, when it is divided by this total factor, t is equal to 0. T is equal to 0 means the time interval small t is equal to 0. We consider second case. Again, 2 pi n1 minus n2 by 2 into t is equal to. Now the second angle is pi. Now suppose value of theta is pi, right? Therefore this pi gets cancelled, 2 gets cancelled. n1 minus n2 into t is equal to 1. Therefore t is equal to 1 upon n1 minus n2. Therefore the second time interval is 1 by n1 minus n2. Means second vaccine is produced at the same time. Third angle is 2 pi. Therefore 2 pi n1 minus n2 by 2 into t is equal to 2 pi. 2 pi gets cancelled. Therefore t equal to 2 divided by n1 minus n2. Therefore finally we find out time intervals t. First time interval is 0. Second time interval is 1 upon n1 minus n2. Next is 2 upon n1 minus n2, 3 upon n1 minus n2 and so on. Therefore, the first vaccine is produced at time interval 0. Second vaccine is produced at time interval 1 upon n1 minus n2. Third vaccine is produced at a time interval 2 by n1 minus n2 and so on. Right? Now we have to find out the period of bits. We have to find out period of bits. Therefore, period of bits is denoted by capital T, and capital T is equal to difference between any two time interval. Now it is 1 upon n1 minus n2. Therefore, period of bits is denoted by capital T, and capital T is equal to 1 upon n1 minus n2. Now using this period of bit, now we know that there is relation between period and frequency. What is the relation? Because period and frequency are always reciprocals to each other. Therefore, frequency of bit n is equal to 1 by t. Frequency of bit n is equal to 1 by t, capital T. Therefore, it is 1 upon n1 minus n2 means it is n1 minus n2. Therefore, we consider bit frequency or frequency of bits is denoted by n, and n is always equal to n1 minus n2. Where n is the bit frequency, and bit frequency is always equal to difference between the frequencies of two sound waves. In this way, we find out the expression for bit frequency for waxing conditions. Therefore, in waxing conditions, the bit frequency n is always equal to n1 minus n2. Now, this is the first condition for waxing. Similarly, we find out the bit frequency for waning. Now you know that waxings are produced only when the amplitude is maximum, and wanings are only produced only when the amplitude is 0. Now second condition, waning or minima, it is also known as minima, right? Means when this resultant amplitude A is equal to plus or minus 2A, at that time it is waxing. It is known as waxing. When the maximum amplitude is there, it produces waxings. But when this A is 0, means the resultant amplitude is 0, means value of capital A is 0, at that time wanings or minima are produced, right? Therefore, we know that. What is the value of A? Now 2A cos of n1 minus n2 by 2 into t is equal to capital A, and this capital A is equal to 0, right? Therefore, this total factor cos of n1 minus n2 by 2 into t is equal to 0. is equal to 0. Now value of this factor is taken as theta. Therefore cos theta is equal to 0. Cos theta equal to 0. But which values of angle theta means when angle theta is equal to, when angle theta is pi by 2, when this angle theta is pi by 2, at that time cos pi by 2 is always 0. When angle is 3 pi by 2, for angle 3 pi by 2, cos of 3 pi by 2 is again equal to 0. At the same time, 5 pi by 2 and so on. For these angles, now the cosine of that angle is always equal to 0. Right? Now, again we consider different conditions. First condition, 2 pi. Here is 2 pi. Now it is 2 pi in bracket n1 minus n2 by 2 into t is equal to, first angle is pi by 2 is equal to pi by 2, right? Now at that time this pi gets cancelled, this 2 gets cancelled, n1 minus n2 into t equal to 1 by 2, right? Therefore this t is equal to now 1 upon 2 in bracket n1 minus n2. Now this is when Wannings are produced. Wannings, first Wanning is produced at a time interval 1 upon 2 in bracket n1 minus n2. Second Wanning. Now again 2 pi in bracket n1 minus n2 by 2 into t is equal to, second angle is 3 pi by 2. 3 pi by 2, right? Again this pi gets cancelled, 2 gets cancelled. Therefore t is equal to 3 upon 2 in bracket n1 minus n2. This is the second time interval. Similarly, the third time interval is t equal to 5 upon 2 in bracket n1 minus n2. Therefore, the first time interval is now 1 upon 2 in bracket n1 minus n2. Second time interval is 3 upon 2 in bracket n1 minus n2. And the third time interval is 5 upon 2 in bracket n1 minus n2. Right? Therefore, finally we find out capital T, period of bits. And this period of bits is always equal to 5 upon 2 in bracket n1 minus n2 minus 3 in bracket divided by 2 in bracket n1 minus n2. Now it is equal to 2 upon 2 in bracket n1 minus n2. It gets cancelled. It is 1 upon n1 minus n2. Therefore, the period of bits capital T is equal to 1 upon n1 minus n2. Now in this way, period of bits for Wanning is also known to you. Using this period of bits, now we find out frequency of bit, and we know that T, capital T is equal to 1 upon n1 minus n2. Therefore, n means period of bit, frequency of bit, n orbit frequency is equal to 1 by t, means it is again 1 upon n1 minus n2. Therefore, n equal to n1 minus n2. Therefore, this bit frequency n is equal to n1 minus n2. Difference between two frequencies of sound waves, right? In this way, by analytical method, we determine the bit frequency for waxing condition as well as Wanning condition. In this way, today we discuss bits. Now, when we obtain the expression for bit frequency, at the same time, what is the use of this bit? Or what are the applications of bits? What are the applications of bits? Now, in short, we discuss here applications. Applications of bits. Now, always one question is asked, what are bits and what are the applications of bits, right? Now we consider the first application. Now, different musical instruments are known to you. For example, sitar, violin. These are the different musical instruments, right? Now, In these musical instruments like sitar, violin, now the frequency, these instruments are tuned, right? Now beats are used, now right here, beats are used in tuning, in tuning musical instruments. Beats are used in tuning musical instruments like sitar and violin. When we are to tune any musical instrument like sitar, violin, guitar and so on. Now for tuning of such musical instruments, beats are used. Second, now sonometer experiment is known to you. Now in sonometer experiment, now we adjust vibrating length. We adjust vibrating length, right? Therefore, to adjust the vibrating length between the two knife edges, now beats are used, right? In case of sonometer experiment. Therefore, in sonometer experiment, now for adjustment of vibrating length, to adjust the vibrating length between two knife edges or two bridges, now always beats are used. Third use, now by using sonometer experiment, we find out the unknown frequency of a given tuning fork. Now to find out the unknown frequency, of tuning fork, Now beats are used. What is the third use? Now to find out the unknown frequency of tuning fork, beats are used in case of sonometer experiment. Number 4. Now when any aeroplane is traveling in the space, at that time to determine the speed of this aeroplane, now beats are used, right? Now number 5. Speed of aeroplane. And the last is, now these beats are used. To detect harmful gases in mines. Now always remember that the last application of beats are used to detect harmful gases in mines. In this way there are 5 applications. Now we consider one by one again. First application of beat is, now beats are used in tuning musical instruments like sitar or violin. Second is, in case of sonometer experiment, to adjust the vibrating length between two knife edges or bridges, now beats are used. Again, in sonometer experiment, to find out the unknown frequency of a given tuning fork, now again beats are used. Now these beats are used to determine the speed of aeroplane in the space. And last is, beats are used to detect harmful gases in mines. In this way, today we discuss what are beats, then what is the bit frequency and different applications of bits. Okay, now we stop here.